Hey, I just ate Ace in Farlight 84 with 41 kDa, and this is the sensitivity that helped me do it. Hi guys, so I'm not only going to be just showing you guys my sensitivity, I'm also going to be guiding you on how to set your own sensitivity, because we all have different hands, we all use different phones, and I use thumb sleeves and some people don't use thumb sleeves, so they need to set sensitivity for themselves. This is my camera, this is my firing, then vehicle and gyroscope. I don't use gyroscope. I've not really touched vehicle. I've not really touched viewfinder. I just normal 100% there. I don't really use it much anymore. So what people need to understand is that there are two types of camera sensitivity. You go here, you can see there is camera and there is firing sensitivity. Camera sensitivity is just you turning your screen like this, just like this, just turning your screen, just turning your screen, just turning your screen. But then your firing sensitivity is is actually what your sensitivity changes to when you go ahead and start using your fire buttons. You can see the sensitivity is much lower. It's much lower when I'm shooting. You can see, not that low, no, but now it's much faster. So anyway, I'm just going to give a quick rundown of how I do my things. I'm a very aggressive player, so I like my general sensitivity to be very fast, so that I can basically just do a 180 fast, or you go 360 fast, just one swipe. So if I do a half swipe, I go 180. If I do under half swipe, I go back to my original point of view. So just do your general sensitivity in a way that you can do 180 degrees back down with just one swipe. Okay, it's really easy for me like that. And then for my general sensitivity, I set it to be really low so that I can keep my hip fire on the targets even when I'm jumping around, doing some crazy movements. I can keep my sensitivity. I can keep my aim right on the targets and everything. You feel me? So my aim doesn't fly around too much, and I'm using hip fire and sensitivity. Now that's the basics when it comes to your general camera and firing sensitivity. But when you talk about the scopes, that's where things get a little bit complicated in this game. What I'm going to recommend you to do is to set all your sensitivity for your sniper. Set all your general sensitivity, all your camera sensitivity for your sniper, then all your firing sensitivity for your normal assault rifle and SMGs. So what you're going to do basically is just I see it's a bit high for sniper. Like if I want to just flip to the head now. Okay, I can't. The sensitivity actually seems pretty okay for me. So, because this is general sensitivity and it works for my sniper, because I'm not firing while I'm aiming my sniper. But if I'm using this UMP, for instance, and you can see it's still kind of slow on my UMP, but when I'm firing, it's much faster on my UMP. And that's the only sensitivity that I need for an automatic rifle, because it's just the sensitivity that I use to track them. But I use a much lower sensitivity on my camera, because that's what I use for my snipers. So no matter which gun I take, no matter which situation I'm in, I always have the perfect sensitivity for everything. My standard view, I've done 200%, shoulder aim view 130%. Shoulder aim, I think the shoulder aim view is this shoulder aim view. Then for guns, I think this is also the shoulder aim view, because technically this should be the shoulder aim view for guns. But anyway, I set it to be low as well, because sniper also have a shoulder aim view. As if for camera, my standard view 200%, my Ferrari is 150. It's lower, like I said, because of my hip fire. Then my shoulder aim view here is 130, and firing is 130. But my firing is okay at 130, so I'm going to bring this down because of my sniper. I'm going to bring it down to about 100. Also, my sniper shots can be more accurate in hip fire, so I don't drift too much when I'm trying to track at enemy. And firing here is 115. I'm going to take this one down to probably like EC5. My red dots firing is 115, so I brought my camera to 85. Just to keep my sniper using less sensitive, but to keep my other guns more sensitive when I'm actually firing with them. Then for my firing, my 2x is 105%, so I'm going to bring my 2x here. It was already lower, I'm going to bring it down to about 70. I don't know if you have noticed, but I'm doing like decrements of 15-50%. I always found that for shoulder aim, red dots, and 2x, differences of 15 works pretty well. But then from 4x to 8x, you need higher decrements. So you can just use that as a sort of guide to what your sensitivity should be. Even if you only have your hip fire sensitivity set, you can just keep decreasing it in decrements of 15 from there. Then now I'm going to look at my 4x is 30%. My 4x is 30%. I think it's pretty good on 30%, but 30% is really, really, really low. So I don't really need to change anything when it comes to that. I think I'm just going to bring it down to about 20%. And for 8x, you don't need to change anything in your 8x because other guns can't use 8x scope. That's pretty straightforward. Then as for gyroscope, I personally do not use gyroscope, but I have talked to gyroscope players, and our advice is that if you are learning gyroscope, you should start at a very low sensitivity and gradually increase it if you want higher sensitivity. So that's basically it for sensitivity, guys. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. This is XD signing out here. Bye.